It gives me great pleasure to invite you to the 5th Muslim Leadership Dinner organized by the Muslim Council of Britain. Though I've been present at all 5 dinners, this is my first as the Secretary General of the MCB, and I'm honored to host you on behalf of the MCB. I'm grateful to the staff of the MCB and to my deputy, Harun Khan, Mrs. Uneza Malik, the Deputy Treasurer, in organizing this dinner. I'm very grateful to our sponsors tonight, particularly our main sponsor, the charity Muslim Aid. This charity works in alleviating poverty here in the UK and around the world and demonstrates the best in our community. This evening presents a unique opportunity for British Muslims from various walks of life to come together. We have here leaders of organizations affiliated to the Muslim Council of Britain. You represents the diversity of the British Muslim community that we are all so proud of, from the various traditions of Islam and from different parts of this country. I'm also delighted to welcome friends and well-wishers of the MCB whose partnership with us has been very valuable indeed. I look forward to hearing from our keynote speakers tonight. We are honored that the Shadow Health Secretary, Right Honorable Andy Burnham, has found time in his busy schedule to speak to us tonight. And I'm delighted that Jon Snow, the anchor of Channel 4 News, will be on his way to be with us soon after he has finished presenting his program. We are very proud to present the publication of the Muslim Council of Britain, British Muslims in Numbers. This publication is the most definitive data analysis yet the Muslim community based on the figures of the 2011 census. We all know that a lot of nonsense has been written about Muslims, and this publication highlights real facts such as those stating that 75% of the Muslims actively identify themselves as British. It also presents challenging data that must be confronted by our community and by policymakers themselves. We will be drawing attention to some of these issues as the general election campaign swings into action at the end of the month. As we undertake our customary campaign to encourage Muslims to vote, we will also be highlighting issues that affect British Muslims. In doing so, we all need to make one overriding point abundantly clear. British Muslims are part and parcel of this great British society. For the vast majority of us, this is the only place we know as home. We know this despite a hostile national conversation that sees us as foreign and apart from British society. When we campaign for Muslim issues, we at the MCB have always made it clear that Muslims do not want special privileges or favors. They only want equal treatment and equality in religious freedom. This has played out in the so-called Trojan horse scandal, where a fake letter circulating in Birmingham triggered unjustified and unverifiable assertions that there was an extremist takeover of schools. We've always asserted, should there be wrongdoing, it should always be challenged. However, what we have seen in Birmingham in schools is that there was a problem with governance, and this must be tackled. That is what we have always maintained. But there is little basis in the insertion that there is an extremist takeover of schools. We are grateful, therefore, to see that this has been verified by a cross-party committee of MPs yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this Trojan horse episode and the continuing disease of terrorism has led policymakers to aggressively pursue an ill-defined agenda of promoting British values. It has set an arbitrary litmus test where people must sign up to the top-down precepts. Muslims are happy to sign up to the common and universal values of justice, fairness, equality, and democracy, collectively as equal stakeholders and together with the rest of the society, not as a separate group who are not quite British enough and must be civilized too. To overcome such hostility, Muslims should and must continue to reach out to fellow neighbors and explain the true meaning of Islam to our friends, neighbors, and colleagues. I ask you, later in the program, we will be hearing from my colleague Miqdad Warthi, who's the Assistant Secretary General, who will report on the activities of the Muslim Council of Britain. I urge you to listen to him and then work with us, come out numbers, those who are not affiliated, to be affiliated with the MCB. I thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.